Okay, thank you, Alicia. Thank you, PropertyGuru, for having me. Okay, first of all, fellow Singaporeans, welcome to Puteri Harbour, Iskandar Puteri, Iskandar Malaysia, and Johor and Malaysia. Okay, can I have show of hand? Is it all Singaporeans or there are some PRs here? All Singaporean? PR, we have PRs, or well, Singaporean, mostly a Singaporean. Okay, okay. By the way, how many of you have not been here? This is your first time, come to this particular place. A few, a couple of you. After so many years only, then today got a chance to set foot here. Okay, welcome. Okay, do pay attention. I think, as introduced by Alicia just now, I have spent so much effort on this area, and I myself benefited throughout the journey in the past 12 years. You all should be, take some, jot down some of the key points, perhaps. I'm talking about myself, a bit background, update on Iskandar, Malaysia, the progress, trend, or why Malaysia, why you consider, why Iskandar, Malaysia, and some of the budget highlight was announced yesterday. I'm going to share with you, and then come to some conclusion. Okay, I'm Malaysian. I worked in Singapore before. I was born in Perlis. I'm sure that not a lot of you have been to this part of Malaysia, northern part. And I worked in Singapore for 12 years in IT line. Before I came back and then set up my own small business. Okay, my forte was in IT, and I saw the opportunity. I landed in this line because of my passion as well. And then I has been, appear in share with a lot of investors in the past 6 years. Okay, other than a web portal, I also do my mapping. Okay, if you have seen our map before, this is quite a detailed mapping for you to be handy in making an informed decision. Okay, then we also have done some seminar conference. Okay, and as mentioned by Alicia just now, I've done, in fact, as of this month, perhaps close to 50 talks. Okay, these are some of the maps that we have done for our client. Some are custom made, some are for distribute for free. Okay, anybody celebrating birthday today? Coincidentally, any one of you, or tomorrow? Okay, why I ask this question? Okay, in fact, Iskandar, Malaysia, if it is new to you, has been established, was established 12 years ago. Tomorrow, 4th of November, is the 12th anniversary. Can you imagine that 12 years, that it's a long journey that we've been through, and this is what we achieved. This is a new emerging place that we are here. Puteri Harbour is a new area in Zone B. Okay, I was, as mentioned, I dare to talk about Iskandar because I literally involved in the whole transformation itself. And this was the function that I attended 12 years ago. See, let's see. This was a newspaper, appeared the next day. I still keep, keep a copy of it. So imagine, it's a massive master plan announced 12 years ago, 20 years, 383 billion investment. The government itself, wish to achieve for this particular economic corridor. Okay, in Malaysia, there are other corridors also, but this is the most promising and the most vibrant in Malaysia. Okay, when I was working in Singapore, with the master plan being announced, I was very curious and very keen to take part. There are a lot of trips. This kind of trip I attended a lot, to be very frank, when I was working there. I even to the extent I took leave. Some business trip, some of the chambers one, they do it on weekday. So I have no choice. If there are some that I like, I wish to join, I took leave to participate, to get to know the master plan with the, have the correspondence with all the government officers, whichever. That's where I got a lot of information, first-hand news or whichever, and I invested. Okay, so like today, I think it's a good platform that PropertyGuru, arranged for you. This is really a good chance for you guys to get to know more detail. Okay, from the guys who have been through this journey. Okay, I still keep some of the photos. These are the business trip from Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry. 2007. Okay, it was 2006 was the idea was introduced in 2006. Okay, less than 6 months, the Singaporean already came here. The businessmen from Singapore already came here to know, okay, what's going on in Iskandar. Those times they have not called Iskandar yet. Another name, South Johor Economic Development Region. Okay, this is another photo in Tangga Bay. Okay, I'm not too sure any of you in the picture. And to the extent that I even take along developer and the stakeholder went to Dubai. Those days, Dubai is very hot. It was almost, in a few weeks' time, whichever, there are a lot of coverage about Dubai in Singapore in the Straits Times. You know, I was keen also. They're also looking for investor for this massive project. I was there. Yeah, these are some of the. So Iskandar itself is 3 times the size of Singapore. Okay, and we aspire, we intend to make it like a Shenzhen for Hong Kong. So of course, Shenzhen and Hong Kong is 2 different countries. I mean, same country, for us it's 2 different countries. So, but no matter what, it's the similar concept. Let alone that a few weeks, I think, or few days back, the Hong Kong, Macau, and Zhuhai Bridge, you know, just open for traffic to make it a Pearl Delta region. So, you know, we hope with the short distance, they are talking about 55 km. We're only talking about 1 or 2 km bridge, the kind of link. So I think it's a different ball game for this region itself. Okay, Iskandar Malaysia itself break into 5 flagship zones. We are in Zone B. Last time the old name was called Nusa Jaya. Now they have changed the name to Iskandar Putri. Okay, and of course we have Zone A, which is the JB Johor Bahru City Center. B is here. Now it's called Iskandar Putri. Then we have C, the PDP port towards the western side of the South Johor. Then we have the Pasir Gudang industrial area, which is the flagship Zone D. And northern part, Kulai, Skudai, and Senai area is called Zone E. So you should know by now, with such a segmentation of the area for development, it's very important. Okay, Zone B, we are here in Zone B. Okay, like most of the Malaysia for development plan itself, right? We have Lanjangan Malaysia. It's a Malaysian plan every 5 years. Similarly, for 20 years master plan, if you break into 5 years, so these are the things that we digest. Break into 5 years, what we have here achieved. Okay, initial years were challenging, as mentioned, to the extent that we went to overseas to seek for investors or seek for stakeholders to invest in this area. Then eventually we reached some of the agreement with Singapore, return the KDM land, things like that, pick up. Then actually we are quite lucky in that sense. Along this 12 years journey, there's always new exciting project announced, the new one to boost the whole development in this area. One Belt, One Road was introduced in 2013. Then we have the Labit project, Petronas Oil and Gas Hub, during that period also, 2015. Then again, there are some concrete idea mooted about high-speed rail, Singapore KL high-speed rail, then the rail transit system, RTS, and then so on. So if you break down, this is our target, 383 billion ringgit to be achieved within 20 years. Okay, take some of the figures here. Until June, as of June this year, we already achieved 263.95 billion in cumulative committed investment. Of course, when you come to financial, whether these are realized or not realized, and more than 60% has been realized. With the massive development take place in Danga Bay and also Forest City, hence China is our top investor in this region. And since the site is done before, today, so in fact tomorrow is 12 years, so we take 11 years as a benchmark. So much has been achieved. More than 50% for the 383 billion has been achieved. So we left with how many percent? 31.808% or 111 B targeted to achieve for the balance years, 9 years. So at least it means that 12.2 billion annually target must be achieved. I think this is achievable, reasonable target, so to speak, to achieve. So imagine that those people who, involved, invest or whichever, came in before, during this period, first 5 years or the first 10 years, I think they already benefited throughout this journey. Be it you buy to stay or you invest and then you sell or whichever. So as mentioned, don't be ignorant, equip yourself with the key important information. Otherwise, you will lose out a lot of opportunities. Okay. And in nutshell, so these are the milestones that I always share with investors. And I think this is the point of agreement, is the game-changing movement throughout the past 12 years journey, perhaps. Then with the Khazanah and Temasek co-invest, in Malaysia, Marina South, Bugis, and also in Medini itself, that is the so-called starting of the serious G2G involvement in this region. Okay, then the rest are history. You can see, we have theme park, things like that. Okay. So what are the success factors for Iskandar after 12 years? I would say the formation of the ILDA. ILDA stands for Iskandar Regional Development Region. It's the body federal government agency that oversees the whole development for this region, and the collaboration between the federal and state government. In Malaysia, we have federal government and the state. The state can be different party as compared to the federal government. So if you have this kind of seamless collaboration, you will expect more fast-track development take place. And of course, and then G to G between Malaysia, strong bilateral ties, and cross-country that I mentioned just now. You have seen it completed, Marina Bay, Marina Point, Marina One, right? And then dual project in Bugis area, and the fast implementation of the key transportation and infrastructure project. This is very important. With the infra, a lot of land value can be unlocked. Okay, and the Singapore factors, of course. And okay, let's zoom in on the infra and continuity, as mentioned. Those already done, the road has been completed, Marina Ochema, these are the past history. So what we should focus on, what is next is important. Okay, of course, you can say that high-speed rail itself, that just announced deferment not long ago. And of course, political reason play a part, we just changed government. Hence, it will defer until 31st May 2020. Okay, then whether they will continue the project or not, that remains to be seen. 2 years later, I'm sure that you know why it's 2 years later. Okay, so ultimately, if this continue, instead of completion in 2026, it will be completed in 2031. So there will be a few years delay or 4 years deferment. So whichever the case, if I were you, I will still have a high hope on this project, because quite high chance people want it, the rakyat want it. Hence, they dare not to say 100% that call off the whole project. So they prefer to defer. Let's wait and see. When we are done better, the country itself done better, then maybe we should continue or revisit the project itself. Okay, so this is the so-called design for this station, not far from here. So in fact, if you travel from second link just now, if you know where is the location, you really can see it's a quite hilly site for this station. Okay, along we are talking about radius from the second link itself, maybe less than 3 km. From the interchange, there's a new interchange. Maybe the UEM colleague will share with you later. So this is the handshake sign of the high-speed rail station in Iskandar Puteri that's going to be constructed not far from here. Imagine if it's materialized, this will be the future. Okay, so hence has deferred. I don't want to talk too much detail, though I have a lot, but this will be the some of the things for you to have some imagination. And this is back into your home country, Jurong East International Station, located at Jurong Lake District, JLD. It's a new area next to the Jurong East MRT station. So this is a design that being announced by National Development, okay, Ministry of National Development. And if you attended, all this I also, I still visit Singapore quite frequently. Some of the things I got it from the exhibition in UIA Center, okay. So, and this is the master plan, one of the projects undertaken by this developer itself, called Gerbang Nusa Jaya. So in fact, if everything goes according to the plan, so this will be the location for the station, for this station, okay, Iskandar Puteri station. Okay, as mentioned, I do research, we walk the ground, we are going to see ourselves, is it really going on, taking place? So this is last year, I was there, actual site. So this is fast track, the Peter Lim, the millionaire from Singapore, they have a sport city project here opposite this. So this is the site for the proposed high-speed rail station for the Iskandar Puteri. Okay, and since we are talking about retirement, okay, that maybe some of the ecotourism product, whichever that you like, or some of the kampung life, which is nostalgic to you, I think not too far from here is another district, other than Iskandar, is Pontian. Or some of you maybe travel to Pontian to buy seafood, fresh seafood, whichever. I think this area to me is got emerging potential because it's so near to high-speed rail, the future high-speed rail station, and it's also not too far from here. In fact, there's a new bridge being built now called Tanjung Belepas Tanjung Bin Bridge. It's about 7.5 road and bridge. So that will make the travel to this district even nearer to Kukup next time. Okay. So we thought, move on to rapid transit system. This one next year the tender we're going to start. Okay. I think this is easy to achieve, low-hanging fruits in terms of the G2G project, because your MRT is already more or less, connecting to this part, the Woodland North itself. It's only less than 4 km from our Bukit Jaga station. So with the high traffic, I'm sure you have seen it for yourself just now. During weekend also, there are a lot of visitors, let alone a long weekend that are around the corner. So sometime to me, this site recently, Straits Times just have one documentary or the article they write about the so-called CIQ. This is one of the most busiest in the world in terms of the land CIQ. Can you imagine? I think we are blessed to have such traffic, high volume region to share in that sense. I think it's a happy problem if you ask me. Okay. So with this, with the high speed rail, with the RTS, the time frame is 2024. It's achievable because the Thomson East Coast Line, we're going to start operation partially, from 2019, next year onwards, certain stretch. Ultimately, the whole completion also in tandem with this RTS itself. Okay, another project that we should focus on, while there are delay, while there are things going on, but on our home ground, we already continue with our so-called train system, KTM, electric track system, electrified train system, ETS we call it, which is a double track. We already have it completed from, Kemas all the way to Padang Besar, my hometown, Padang Besar, the border town before Thailand. So those stretch already completed. Left with 197 km from Kemas itself until Johor Bahru, which is Kempas. From there, Kempas, it will connect with the RTS that we have mentioned just now. So can you imagine, while we are waiting for the RTS, the high-speed one, this is also running about 130 to 150 km per hour. So it's quite comfortable. Maybe it will take longer. Instead of 90 minutes, it will take you about 3 hours to reach from JB to Kuala Lumpur. So this is another project that is low-hanging fruit, as mentioned, already started. ITL and JV company with China is undertaking the project. I have got a chance this year, sometime this year, I took the train from KL to Ipoh. I was there to do some work, so I tried it for myself. Of course, we have tried the KTM commuter in KL City lah. That one is no big deal, so to speak. But this is more distant journey itself. It's quite fast, quite comfortable. Okay. And then another one is the bus rapid transit. Okay. I think with the 1.9 population that we have in Iskandar, Malaysia, I think it's premature for us to have a LRT or MRT at this juncture. So till then, we have some interim solution. Okay, bus rapid transit is the one that we are undertaking. It's about 1 billion allocated, the fund from federal government last year. So now they are in the planning stage and land acquisition. So before the LRT, MRT came, so we are expecting some dedicated lane for the, smoother ride on the bus for some of the key area. This is happening also. And it will reach one of the stop for one of the line, Medini area, Legoland area, not too far from here. It's about only 5 km from here. Okay, and there's some speculation on the third link, possible third link. Okay. So I was interviewed by one of the Chinese newspaper in Malaysia. Of course, based on my past research or some of the info that we gathered, with the announcement from the MP of Johor also, I dare to speculate that if, according to the plan, they might want to start from Pasir Ris, across the Pulau Ubin, and then landed in Tanjung Puteri Golf Resort area, which is Pasir Gudang, Tanjung Nasa area. And then from there, it will have a synergy to detour to our oil and gas hub in Pengerang area. So with this is in tandem with what our MP mentioned. There will be a bridge, 3 km, you can land in Sungai Lengit or whichever. So this is my take, okay, on this possibility. And of course, days back, there's another minister from Malaysia that speculate or mention about this, from Punggol Barat Island. In Punggol side, there's another island, 2 islands, I think East and West Punggol. So there is a Barat West Island. From there, you punch through to Pasir Gudang. But to me personally, I think this is a bit unlikely. Reason being is that the industrial area, unless their lease is expired, otherwise land acquisition, whichever, you may not have enough of land to build the CIQ in the particular place. Whereby for this, the first option itself, you can reclaim some of the swampy area, wetland there. To me, it's more feasible. Of course, whether it's a crooked beach or not, that's another story to talk about. Okay, so 2025 is the ultimate target. Other than this, we talk about connectivity, infrastructure. We move on to what we have achieved, where we have paid attention to the state government, is the industrial development itself, which is important. So it attracts FDI, okay, it creates jobs for the people itself. Hence, the middle income can afford to buy better homes, can have more money to spend. So in the past 12 years itself, there are 2 segments that we focus on. One is the manufacturing side, okay? The other one is service sector. When we talk about manufacturing itself, there are 3: food processing, E&E, electronic and electrical, and then there's one petrochemical and audio petrochemical. So the last, logistic, healthcare, tourism, education, creative and financial services fall under the services segment, which is a 6. 3 + 6 is 9. So these are the 9 promoted sectors and with their achievement. As mentioned, Singapore, land in Singapore are expensive. Okay, some of the labor-intensive or heavy-duty industry is no longer encouraged to be based in Singapore. Hence, some of the SME which were already shifted or moved their base in Iskandar, Malaysia, or Johor, JB here. So some of the known so-called Singapore control entity have the establishment in Johor, just for sharing. And it was reported also there are more than 200 stakeholders, as in SME company set up their base in Johor here. Okay, talk about this already. So with that in mind, more and more industrial park has been set up in the past 12 years. Okay, some of the industrial park are mentioned here, and there are some JV between Singapore, okay, Ascenda Singbridge JV with this particular developer also not far from here in the Gebang Nusa Jaya development called Nusa Jaya Tech Park. Okay, so some other FDI also came in. Hershey is a chocolate, one of the big player in chocolate industry. They set up their plant in Senai area. This is the old photo. They already completed, started operation. Okay, in Kelang Patah area also there is another project called BioExcel in the SILC Industrial Park compound. Okay, land area. I still remember that one of the trips that we visited SILC, that was about maybe not that far, 11 or 10 years ago, we visited SILC. Those days they are still selling, per square foot bare land with the infra already about 25 ringgit. I still remember those days. So now it's more than, one of the deal is closed, it's more than 80 ringgit per square foot. I think 1 or 2 years back. Can you imagine that the kind of pricing escalated how many times? Almost 4 times within 10 years. Okay, that it shows that the rapid development is taking place in this region itself. So there are other sectors also that we have been promoting, and there are a lot of incentive also for some of the SME, some of the service sector, Hala Industrial Park itself. If you are a serious player, you can talk to MIDA, you can talk to SJIC, Johor State Investment Agency, and some of the so-called key stakeholders also in terms of the incentive, in terms of facilitation, in terms of how to fast track to implement, or buy your land or buy your factory, like to getting the license to start operation. And also, not only in bio, so-called your One North, I've been there also not long ago to have a feel how this One North in Buona Vista area, you have a lot of police, bio police, media police, or whichever. So we also have, we are also starting something quite similar, smaller scale. We are not there yet. We are catching up in that sense. Okay, with the co-working space, area in Medini area also. Okay, education is another sector other than property. You know, in the past, that mushrooming. There are a lot of tertiary institutions, you know, from UK based or whichever. They set up the campus here. Even have international school. Okay, set up their school, the premises in Iskandar because of a lot of Angmos, a lot of expats are working here, and also the local also sending the kids to enjoy the English education. Okay. So these are some of the education institutions established in here, and you know, some of the figures here you can take note. Marlborough College, this is the elite so-called international school, not far from here also. And in terms of tertiary education, targeting to have 10,000 students. Some already started, some are still building also. In one of the area called Edu City, we have more than 10 institutions present there, including MDIS from Singapore, also building the campus there, MDIS. Raffles also have related to Singapore, Raffles University. Okay, this is Marlborough. Mr. Big was the principal, the headmaster in the school. I quite close to him those days because when I have my seminar, I invited him to be one of the speakers to share on his journey. He was passionately sharing his journey with audience. Okay. So how many? You want to guess how many international schools that we have in Malaysia? 116. Okay, 116 schools in whole Malaysia, international school. It's quite costly to send your children, the kids, to this, you know, not mainstream school. So can you imagine that about 10% are located in Iskandar, Malaysia itself? Okay, we have more than 10%. Okay, if you are keen, some of the breakdown figures, whether what you want, you can take down all this. Okay, then tourism is another sector. Okay, vibrancy of the area itself also depend on the tourism. Okay, in the theme parks, more and more hotels, shopping mall. We have the incentive, convention center, medical tourism as well, and also golfing. And 2 months back, you know, there's a new golf course just opened in second phase of Forest City. It's this, what do you call it? Okay, next. Okay, Jack Nicholas, the father and son team that designed this particular golf course for Forest City. Okay, more and more airlines, you know, fly to Senai, our airport here. So you can see that, you know, all these are add into the vibrancy of the whole region itself. Okay, this one. Okay, we have one studio also, Pinewood, Iskandar, Malaysia studio, not far from here in Medini also. Little Nyonya, you know, the popular drama film 10 years ago, if they are having it here, 3 months, they will be shooting their drama here at site. I think you may, if you are happy, if you are lucky enough, you may, you know, met some of them here. Maybe some are staying nearby also, I believe. Because my experience is that some of the international production, they used to stay in Hotel Gen, or those were the year before. And we're also building a sports city. Okay, this is about 40K capacity, 40,000. I was told that I scaled down to 25,000. Okay, of course you can spend. It will be the international standard stadium, because Sukma, you know, Sukma Sukan Malaysia, Johor will be the host for this sport. Okay, every 2 years we're going to have a nationwide sport. Okay, we will be the host for the next one. This year, 2018, Perak was the host. 2 years later, we will be the host. So this will be one of the venues for Sukma Malaysia. And then, of course, we have healthcare, wellness, and retirement. Okay, Gun Eagle was opened 2 years ago in Medini. You can utilize your MediSave for some of the services. Okay, there are two. In Iskandar, Malaysia itself, you can utilize your MediSave for some of the treatment. Another one is a Regency in Zone D area, specialist hospital. So these are the two that confirm you can use, other than Malacca's one also. But we are talking about in Johor, these two are the ones that you can utilize the MediSave for the treatment. Okay, this one. Then another site, the western side of Johor, we have this Pengerang Oil and Gas Hub. It's going to set up the operation next year. So this is also a massive project development that we will, you know, likely to compete with Jurong Island. Okay, we have another so-called ecosystem being built up here. It will be a massive one. Lepit Petronas is only the one of it. We still have a lot of land reserved for other purpose. We also welcome more investors to set up their base here. Okay, on site I was there. Okay, not talking about this. Okay, another is the up and coming one, the Tesaru Coast Hard Rock Hotel. Already started operation. You can have a good stay there. We also have another golf course, the Elks Club started also. This is 2 years ago. Okay, then with the location itself, I think as your port is consolidate the operation to Tuas area, Tuas come to here. If we don't talk about serious jam, the journey itself even faster for me to travel from Tuas to Tampines. Seriously, we're talking about driving distance. If you drive from Tuas back to Tampines during the peak hour, after 5, say for example, likely that you may reach here, this particular point here, before you even reach in Tampines. I'm talking serious, because my partner work in Singapore, Jurong Island area also. Of course, he carpool, within 1 hour he can reach home. So the kind of synergy. Okay. So with this port migrated here, more workers, can you imagine, as mentioned, this will be a very popular so-called sort of the place for them. You earn Sing dollar, but you spend ringgit. Okay. So let's talk serious about property. Okay. So with so many things happen in the past year, some you may already miss opportunity, some you may not entitle. Reason being is that there's a threshold of 1 million. I still remember those days, 500K ringgit, you can buy a landed property, you can invest easily. But gone are the day. Okay, sad to say, gone are the day. They increase the threshold to 1 million. So a lot of things, for foreigner itself, we're talking about is already lesser opportunity. If you do not, if they increase the threshold in future, 1.5 million or even to 2 million, then that would be another ball game. So the same product, you pay more to buy in that sense. So of course you can say that, okay, look back, I still can invest in land, shops, or whichever. Those you are eligible to invest. Okay, those are easily above 1 million. Okay, I think as mentioned, we are lucky within the short distance. There are so many products. You want canal home, or you want whatever, you have it. Whether you afford or not, or what you want, the product is up there for you to choose. Even here, the product that they are offering. We are right here, I took from another condo. We are right here. Can you imagine this kind of view? It didn't happen 12 years ago. I still remember, I wanted to take out some of the old photos. I took a trip, I still remember, they are taking the marina itself. They are still doing the groundwork, because this one they need to dredge, they need to dig. Those days they dam it up, it's the landfill area, the marina area. After that, then they'll let the water in. Seriously, if some of your friends will travel, join the trip, you will know what I'm trying to say across the hotel there. Okay. So talk about population. Property-wise is very important, whether the population is growing or not. People are coming or not. Investor is coming or not. Industrialists are coming or not. If they are not coming, then we are talking bullshit. Okay. So, but this is happening. Okay. After 12 years, we are reaching 1.9 million population in Iskandar, Malaysia. As mentioned, we want to have 3 million ultimately within the 20 years. So we still have another million to achieve. So in 8 years, so if in terms of breakdown, you're going to increase more than 100,000 person per year is possible. Okay. Reason being is that we also internally, we have domestically from Malaysia itself, people are migrating down south to enjoy the, working opportunities, the school. We have more options for them because of the Sing dollar is strong also. So this add into the factors why people are migrating down south for Malaysian. So you will be, if you drive on the road itself, you don't mistaken that all vehicles start with S in the car plate is from Singapore. No, seriously, not all. Why I say so? This SSC is actually from Sabah. They also have one alphabet at the suffix. As mentioned, sometimes don't mistaken that all S are Singapore car. Okay, we do have car, some because they're working in Pasir Gudang for long, whichever. Okay, they shift their car and then they're routed here. That's why you have S car from Sabah, Eastern Malaysia, landed in western part of Malaysia. Okay, and QTN, Q for Sarawak again. Seriously, sometimes we also wondering, hey, where is this car from? Wow, then you do some research, you will know actually they're from Salike, they're from Mili, they're from Kuching, all over the places. And then, anybody want to guess if Malaysia, start with I, from which state? The state I born, okay, Belize. Okay, so there are some statistics also, domestically. We have some migration from Klang Valley also, 55,000. This is some of the statistics released from Perak. That's why, okay, that's why you have, what you call it, direct flight, Air Asia. I just, experienced the inaugural flight from Senai to Ipoh, 1st of October. Okay, for your info, from 2nd December, you can fly from Singapore to Ipoh also, Air Asia. Of course, now you have another airline also, but there will another option for you. Okay, Ipoh is the best place for short holiday, seriously. Okay, 2nd December, there are some promotion ongoing. Go and grab it also. Okay, so more and more foreign investors also landed in Iskandar. We have more Chinese also. We even have 16 developers. We have a stake from Singapore. I don't know whether you're aware of it or not. We are not alone in that sense. And we have one developer from Australia. And okay, these are some of the sharing, which I think is good. And home, everybody is aiming for better and better, bigger and bigger home. Okay, we have, with the rising of the middle class itself, we also have competition among our people, our rakyat, so to speak, because the demand is not sufficient to cater. Of course, again, the pricing play a part also. You have the supply, whether you have the pricing is right or not, people afford to buy it or not. So, okay, the purpose for me to share with you is that some of you may concern with the oversupply issue or whichever. I hope that with some of the statistics I shared with you, able to iron out some of your concern. And more industrial unit being built also. This is the statistic that we have done. This one I mentioned to you. Okay, we need time to digest some of the oversupply issue. And this is a so-called particular trend for Iskandar region. Those days, I still remember when I bought my first home, those days you still depreciate one, You buy 200,000, you would end up 180K only, or 150K if you bought at the wrong place or whichever. Those are the days, because of the security issue or whichever, gone are the days. Those are the history in the past. Then, okay, it will dip down until it shoot up. Okay, when the Iskandar, we look back at the 10 years milestone itself, it shoot up the price itself. And then, of course, after, 10 years, 8 years, it stagnant a bit. Then whether it will, stagnant and then shoot up, or it will drop, or it will plunge, I do not know. Okay, I leave it to your imagination. Okay, and one of the concerns I wish to address also for the city, I'm sure that there are some, article, report being so-called published, made known. Anyway, I'm not representing them, but we also curious what's going on there. Okay, based on the latest statement issued by them, they already managed to launch 20K unit, 18K, 90% have been sold. This is what they mentioned, they informed, and they will focus on the industrial integration blueprint also. Of course, they have, because reason being that they have one industry-based building system, IBS system plant not far from the forest city itself. And for the island one, there are 4 islands they are reclaiming. The first island, they already reclaimed 50%, and they already handling some key for one of the, a few towers. I was there when their ceremony handling the key, I was there. That's why I can share with you 480 residential. And beyond the residential, they also have golf course I mentioned to you. So this is the whole story about Forest City, okay? So again, buying property, this, I think I must share this with you. Sorry, because I share with some Chinese participants also, so I have no time to change it to Chinese. So I say that, what is the best time to invest? Seriously, my particular experience is that I work in Singapore, you need the deposit down payment, you work hard, and then you spotted the good one, then you invest. Okay, so it's really about timing. Timing in the sense that, do you have the spare cash to do so? Whether you can get the loan easily or not. Sometimes you just change job or you between job, you may not be able to get the loan so easily. So there are a lot of factors. The best macro view, why the best timing might not be the best for yourself. Correct or not? The best for yourself might not be the best in the macro view. okay, factors. I still remember the project that I invested before. Again, because it's below 1 million, you cannot buy also. So I still remember, as mentioned, I walk the ground, I get involved, I have attended such seminar, trip, whichever, I well equipped with information. I make my move, okay? And this is my experience, okay? I want to share with you. 2008, 10 years ago, I invested in my terrace house. I need to stay. As mentioned, I need to stay. Those days, below, two-story terrace house, below 300K ringgit. 300K those days. But I mentioned to you, those days, you invest 200K, it can be landed 150 or 180. So I make my safe bet. Okay, I went in with this price. After 10 years, it doubled. Okay, this is my journey lah. So not saying that I'm lucky or whichever. I walk the ground, I take action. I need something, I must work on it. I bet on it. So likewise for you, okay, with 300K, a million, it convert to Sing dollar, 300K. 300K Sing dollar, what can you buy? 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom in Singapore, but here you can buy landed. Why not? Why not you buy insurance from that perspective that one day, if both sides are booming, Singapore is doing well, we are also doing well, but you enjoy here spending ringgit, but you landed out your HDB flat, your condo in Singapore in Sing dollar. I think it's really a, feasible case, so to speak. Okay. So again, Malaysia is still very pro-investor. It was reported we are one of the best destinations for retirement, with a lot of so-called factors in mind. And again, I just compiled this morning. I want to see in the past 10 years how is the currency like. Currency factor is very, very important. Some of you may concern, if I invest now, it's 3 ringgit. Okay, what if in a few years down the road I become 250, whichever I lose in terms of my currency? You cannot win all, what I say. Correct or not? There's always check off here and there what you want to enjoy, and then capital appreciation itself will be able to cover some of the losses. Okay, again, even though that we aspire to be the tiger of Asia, I think still quite a long way for us to achieve that. Can you imagine that you are saying that in the next 5 years, next 10 years, can the currency back to 1 Sing dollar to 2 ringgit? The kind of fast track speed to me is a bit unlikely lah. I believe Singapore will continue doing well. I believe we will try our best to prosper as well. Okay, we are enabling each other. Okay, it's very crucial. We have to harmony relationship with each other. It's very crucial, important. Okay, I'm reaching towards my end of my presentation. Okay, this is the last few key takeaway for the budget announced yesterday. Okay, stamp duty increase. Later we'll go through more detail. Okay, from 3% to 4%. And for RPDG, real property gain tax, okay, increase also if you dispose of property from 6 years onward. Okay, from 5% increase to 10%. Okay, these are more relevant or concern Singaporean or foreigner buyers, so to speak. The rest are more freebies, goodies for the local Malaysian, for the rakyat itself, whereby there are more funds, there are more options, there are some exemption also. They even down to the extent that they are going to introduce a peer-to-peer financing for the property investment. Okay, as mentioned, first and two is more important to you. Okay, again, I do not have time this morning. Bought the newspaper, snapshot, and then share with you. Okay, so and sorry, no time to translate. Basically, this is talking about stamp duty. Okay, for the first 100,000 itself, currently is 1%. Is in the range. Okay, 100 to 500,000, 2%. Okay, so this is the part. 1 million and above, 4%. So you need to pay more. Okay, in that sense, from 1st of January. So if we manage to close some deal today, you still can save, cost saving a bit, right? Okay, so this is stamp duty. Stamp duty. Second is a real property gain tax, RPDG. Okay, 6 years onward. This part, this is the old one. Effective 1st January 2014, this is the effective next year. So this is the part that's different. For Malaysian itself, you want to dispose after 6 years, you need to pay the RPDG 5%. For company, if you register a company for investment, 10%. And for foreigner, it's 10%. Okay, like what the Singapore also done for there is additional buyer stamp duty, things like that. So this is the measure or the policy that taken by our government. Okay, in terms of the impact to Iskandar, from the budget point of view, of course, for motorcyclists, there will not be any toll for second link. I think effective next year. Okay, and then there's no toll rate increase for some of the intra-city highway, which is also crucial. To blue collars and white collars, you can have some saving also. And I mentioned to you the private studio. If the filming being done here, if you fulfill the requirement, you can have 30% incentive. So they are going to allocate 100 million for Khazanah. Khazanah is the owner for the studio itself. So you can expect more people, more artists. In fact, Chau, Chau was here with the wife. If you follow the social media, and we have more guidelines for the digital coin and the ICO, Bitcoin, all this. Why I mentioned is crucial because Medini, a lot of office space for them. They are Japanese, Korean, set up the base here in this respective field. Again, Industry 4 also, we expect more industrialists will come here to get some incentive to make this their base. Okay, this is my conclusion. With so many have been shared with you. I'm not too sure whether you're impressed or you still have some concern. But as mentioned, I've been through it. I dare to share with you. I have no so-called biased opinion. This is what I've been through. I was part of the journey. And okay, this is the era itself. Okay, ASEAN, we're talking about Asia. We have this close region itself. Combine our effort to make it a bigger pie so that the limelight will be on us. So that the other part, the Europe, the US will look at us and then, invest their money, park their money here. This is very important. Okay. The rest I have mentioned, population base-wise, we're talking about KL, 10 million. Then we have the Iskandar, 3 million ultimately. And you also have from 5 million, eventually 6.9. I think this will be a bigger region for us to enjoy the traffic boom. Okay. With that, that's all I have. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. Do we have any questions from the floor? This is your chance to ask him about the budget, how it will perhaps impact your purchase or Iskandar King right here. So anything you guys want to ask him, please feel free to ask. Any questions? Yes. You want the microphone?
If the rest want to hear, then I use a microphone. Otherwise, for Singaporean to own a property in Johor and living in Johor through the retirement age, what's the advantages to have the property within Iskandar zone and the disadvantages outside Iskandar zone? I'm talking about Johor, no other state in Malaysia, Johor.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for your question. Okay, first of all, with so many investments, so many facilities, services, it's very important. As aging, we might need ultimately to buy medicine. Okay, it happened to everybody. Supplement or whichever treatment you want to shopping. Why not here? Okay, for myself, I stay in Horizon Hill. Okay, I travel few km. I can enjoy my shopping. I earn more. Just go Bukit Indah. This is what I think I feel. Happy enough. Within that kind of short driving distance, you can enjoy this kind of shopping facility, school, which is very important. You can go to other places. Say, for example, I don't want to quote any particular other district. May not be so many, comprehensive kind of services or whichever. You need to travel quite a far distance in order to solve some of your needs. In terms of go to the government agency. Say, for example, you go to Kota Iskandar, it's a stone throw away from here. Whereby, if you stay in another district, let's say you need to go to the so-called the headquarters, then you need to travel. Okay, this is one part. And in Medini, example, they have some, you do not have RPTG for the area. In Putri Harbour also, some of the area without Bumi quota, example. So you may not have the headache eventually, whether they cannot finish sell or whichever. So these are the few things that you may want to take into consideration. The RPTG that I mentioned to you, you may be able to enjoy the waiver for one of your unit in some of the area in Iskandar itself. Again, to me, if we are so used to Singapore living lifestyle, whichever, whereby I also enjoy from in the past 12 years, I enjoy the kind of so-called convenient, sheltered or whichever. Of course, we are not there yet, not exactly like Singapore. We are not that, far off behind, I think, again, lifestyle is important, crucial, option for you to buy things, to shopping, you feel safe in that sense. If you miss home, you can drive back to your home. You can drive, no need to wait for the ferry, going to start the next day, example, in a wee hour, or you want to take flight, go to elsewhere, Vietnam, to see my property. I miss my family. This is, we are talking about driving, 24-hour CIQ. Where do you find on earth, seriously? Maybe there are other also in other countries. But look at all these are the good factor. Don't you feel it's lucky to have, it's a seamless connectivity. Now we are talking about, you may find that, wow, the kind of travel jam, this is only once in a while for you all to experience. But again, it's a mutual effort, G to G effort to solve this problem. I'm an IT guy. I know where they're coming from. The thumbprint itself, if it take you 1 minute to clear one person, it take 1 minute. There's no shortcut. If you have so high peak volume come at one time, you just have to allocate the kind of time to clear it. Don't you agree? We're talking about volume. Unless you want to invest in some top-notch technology, expensive equipment, but you will likely to invest that in Changi perhaps. Okay, not so much on these two yet. So I'm trying to tell you that this is a happy problem. I believe, with the new government, they have committed to solve this problem as far as from Malaysia's point of view. I believe with the mutual collaboration with Singapore also, the problem will be eased out in that sense. Okay, they will make it more fast track. Okay, have I answered your question? What else do you want to enjoy? Lifestyle, appreciation. Here we have big market here, so to speak. You buy something, there are a lot of buyers looking for it. If you don't want, okay, grab. You go to other district, maybe you have lesser pool, smaller pool for people, not so much fishes. So you will stuck sometime. Agree?
Question one is that
Yep.
I am not very sure, but just now you mentioned something about being Iskandar. Is all the Iskandar area totally free from the Bumiputra quota?
No, the answer is no. Only certain area, especially that I dare to mention is Martini. Okay, it's one of the area. Putri Harbour, certain part of certain project. Or, okay, Putri Harbour. These two areas, Putri Harbour and Martini, is confirmed to be exempted from the Bumi quota. The rest, you still subject to, in general, 40% for Johor. Of course, different states will have different percentage. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
The other question I have is that, I hope you don't mind, but would like to know what is happening to Forest City.
Did you miss my slide just now? I have addressed some of the... Okay, there are some political...
Sorry,
okay.
Yeah, I might have missed it, sorry.
Okay, the show is still going on as far as now is concerned. Okay, of course, they have made some statement. Of course, there are some... okay, let's put this way. That I think Tun M, our Prime Minister, he has his concern. We are talking about 700,000, example, ultimately, 4 islands, that kind of population. If all Chinese, I think it generates some concern. I think it makes sense also. Imagine in Singapore, some area, you have 700,000 of foreigner, total foreigner. Or will you alarm? Will you be concerned? I think what he mentioned, he got his point. He just said, how do we address this kind of, whether we are still welcome pro-investor as mentioned, but they also commit to build some so-called affordable houses or the unit on the island. Because now if you only target the Chinese buyer, everything they also can afford. Don't you think so? But how about our local? We might not select them as a first choice example. So these are the things that they have to address. We welcome, they are committed also, but these are some of the concerns. You need to make people happy. If like the water is not happy, then no matter how big dream you have, it's irrelevant. Okay, so they have to address all this with the industrial park itself, more components. Okay, not only residential. I think you need to bring more or MNC to set up their base here in what you call it, in Forest City example, or even in Iskandar, we hope to see more FDI from that angle, from that perspective. But we also need to thank them. A lot of things that we learn from them. Miracle happen. A lot of things that we think will take months or take years to build, they take days to build. Correct or not? It's something new for us also. So we are too complacent. We are too, take our own sweet time. But the world wait for nobody. If people spot the chance, they came here, they invest. There must be reason people to come here. Correct or not? Yeah. So I hope. Okay. If not, any others, you can, still can network with the staff or even with Property Guru colleagues or whichever. Okay. Can? Any others?
No? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mike. Can we have a round of applause for him again?
Yeah.